I want to share the deck with you. I picked up on Etsy. It's called the Travel Pocket Oracle, and it's from this gentleman named Eugene Vinitski. And I'm telling you, the artwork that he does is just beautiful. Now, I don't know if I pronounced his name right, but it's right there. And he sells a lot of unique decks because they're authentic. What I mean by that is he creates them by hand. He does the drawings. I'm not too sure if they're digital drawings or if they're done by hand. But the point is, the man's an artist, right? And the work is just absolutely brilliant. So I picked up this deck, and it came from, I believe, Switzerland is where he's located out of, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. So I never opened this up before. So I'm doing it right here with y'all live, and let's take a peek at this deck and just see what it looks like. So again, it's an Oracle Pocket deck, and a little guidebook here is actually pretty cool, right? It's like a little chapbook. I love little chapbooks, man. It reminds me of like the old time poets who used to write little things and sell little chapbooks for a couple bucks. It was really neat, you know. Anyway, nicely done. You got some images there. With the text, you have, see any spreads in here to do? Let's check. What's he got here? I don't want to go through this all. I don't want to show you the cards. I want to show the cards with you live as we flip through the deck here. Okay, so it's pretty basic, but I do like it though. You know, it's pretty decent quality, not too bad, right? Typical guidebook, but it's thick, right? All right, so enough of that. Last, now I'll get to the cards. All right, so there is the size of the deck, right? Thickness, size. Here's an actual tarot deck to compare it. It's about the same size. Not as thick. It's thinner, as you can see, but it's about the same size as a tarot deck. All right. And then we're going to now go ahead and look at the cards. Oops. All right. Let me drop the camera down to get in close so I don't have to hold them all. So let's go and just run through these. Okay, the first card is the sun. When the sun rises, it rises for everyone. I get to see myself reading with this deck just off that first card. Think about it, right? One's possibilities, new potentials, new beginnings. It's a one. Sun has potential of being greatness. And that artwork is nice. You have the blue, so a little bit of motion with the white, some purity, and yellow, the vitality is coming through that purity. I like his design on this. And before I go further, the cards, the stock of it, they have a coating on them, which I really like, and they feel pretty nice. They don't feel cheap at all. I think they'll hold up for a very long time. I really like the coating. Okay, so again, this is an Oracle deck, Pocket Oracle. Lone Warrior. That's cool. Lively spirit is never alone. Ain't that the truth? Cheerful lady. Devotion. A good dog deserves a good bone. That's card number 5. Let's see what the little guidebook says. It's kind of curious. It says devotion. A good dog deserves a good bone. Be attentive and favorable to those around you. Okay. Take notice of your friends, loyalty, and your helpers' support with gratitude. Yep. Make sure to respond to them with tactfulness, care, kindness, and affection. Do you have the vibe you're getting off that card? I get that vibe. Moon. Hmm. That's cool. Fast carriage. Like little kids in there. Get home. Hmm. That's cool. My home is my castle. The elephant. You're not knocking that home off, are you? When that's on the elephant, you're not. The elephant will go through you. That is really an interesting card. The house on the elephant, which means it's never going to be tore down. It's never going to be taken away. You got to take the elephant out, and that's not going to be an easy task. Especially when an elephant gets in a rage. You ever seen that before? It's crazy. These elephants, man, whoo, they will just mow you down. Doctor, that's cool. Dreams. Philosophy. Interesting. Think. You know what's cool? It's a 16, and that reduces to a 7. I don't know if it is on purpose, but that's really thinking is wisdom. And how do you think? By stepping away and assessing something, by observing something. That's the 7. When you 7 something, you take a step back, you rest, and you really analyze the situation. You analyze the one, the potential that's in front of you, to the 6, if it can bring harmony into your life or not. And through the 7, you can answer that question. Philosophy, thinking is essence of wisdom. That's pretty cool. Lamplighter. Shoemaker. That's interesting. Many hands make light work. Huh. Witch doctor. Yeah. You see that? Even the powerful ox has no defense against flies. It's just still whap whap, get off. That's a cool card. 20. Cool like that. Red dragon, huh? What does that mean? 22. Better to sit all night than go to bed with a dragon. What's your thoughts on that? Let's see. The 22 says it's better to stay awake all night long than to go to bed with a dragon. When trying to have a good time, you often choose the wrong way or wrong company for that. When this is the case, you feel disappointed instead of joy and uselessly waste time. Ain't that the truth? Perhaps it would be better to give up on that. In such an event, if you opt for working in solitude, you will get more benefit and pleasure from it than from poor quality leisure. Okay, interesting. The king, lion, I like that. I like these cards. You can tell I like the hand drawn feel of them. It just, I like the fact that we're going, he's taking you back to early days with like the Marseille decks, that hand drawn vibe you have going on. I really enjoy that because a lot of the modern decks are so digital that just I'm getting tired of it. And this is just really refreshing to see the way he's done this deck. Yeah. Listen to advice, follow your heart. The galley. Hmm. Yeah. A smooth ship never made a skilled sailor. God, that's pretty profound right there. And it's an 11 because how do you deal in a battle? How do you learn through intuition? Your 11 decisions you make can bring you great abundance, but you have to use your 11, your intuition, divine inspiration in order to really build those skills to break through the rough waters because smooth waters won't do you any good. Man, that's a really deep card. Festivity, okay. Friendship is key on that one. Hunter be hunted. Do not walk the road or walk in the way of the devil. I'm feeling like when you do that, you become lethargic and lazy. That's the vibe I'm getting on this card right here. Just it's a 33. That's a match number as well, which is interesting. I'll reduce it because you have a false sense of harmony. A 6, right? Because when you walk on the way of the devil per se, gluttony, laziness, and so forth, thieving, it makes you think you're getting ahead, right? A false sense of harmony. That's the devil working on you. And you see how he has the red there with the blue up and down, emotions of play. But if you cannot walk on the way and you have some purity against the red, that's an interesting card. I love the way he rendered that devil card. He may not even have thought about that like I'm seeing it, but it's really cool. Okay. Yeah. Live to fight another day. Hmm. Mermaids don't lose sleep over the opinions of shrimp. Shrimp are bottom feeders. Yeah. I'm not too sure how it worked with mermaids because I'm not really up in that or on top of that mythology with mermaids, but shrimp being bottom feeders, I'm kind of getting it. Can you listen to the people just who are all talking trash? It messes with your head, but as long as you don't sweat it, like even here right on YouTube, you can do a card reading or a tarot deck review and you're going to get some people just be a little nasty with you, right? Who cares what their opinions say? Don't let it sway you. Don't let it change the way you do things. Be who you are. Be true to you. That was my last reading too, which I'll be sharing here shortly. Astrometer. Interesting. Yeah, skill always prevails. That's funny too. Today I saw something on LinkedIn and I actually made a comment about this. This guy was saying how like don't hire on skill, hire on pretty much just somebody's nice or whatever. I'm thinking to myself, what a load of shit is that? If you have no skill, you have no power. You have no nothing. And so people today just want to take the easy way out of everything. And it's really it's frustrating. You know, it's I didn't want to get into the political piece of it right now. It's not supposed to have been a political thing, but I just kind of struck a chord here with this card, the 39. And what I'm seeing here is the swords, right? Swords are mind. And you have one kind of laying down like this direction and one going up. So one's defense, one's ready for offense, and it's ready to attack. And that's really what skill's about, is knowing how to attack and move. And things come at you, the clouds are confusion. You have the house in the back here, or the little, it's like a little castle or something. That's your home. You're protecting it. But without skill, without knowledge, you don't have the power to do that. And that's what I'm seeing in today's world, is that everybody wants something for nothing and they don't really want to work for it. Brave warrior, but they're not brave warrior. They're the opposite of this card. This is a cool card. Blind Cupid. Yep. Hmm. Yeah. Yep. Interesting. That's true. How many of you, I don't know how old you are, this may age me a little bit, but do as I say, not as I do. How many of you heard that growing up? And what a load of shit is that? Do as I say, not as I do. Ain't that the ultimate trap? Isn't that the ultimate trap? Boy, that's like the blind leading the blind. You know, you're having your role model, your parent, whatever, tell you to do as they say, not as they do. What kind of contradiction bullshit is that? It's a trap. Because when you get older, what do? Right? Do you break that pattern or continue it? And what's funny is a 43, right? Stability through communication can only happen when you assess things. When you assess that statement, you know it's a bunch of shit. That card hit a chord. I want to. How do you feel on that card? Drop it. Give me your comments on this card right here on the comment down below 43 and give me your opinion on it. Number 43 in your opinion. I want to know what you think in the comments. 44. Here we go. Yeah, don't be too quick to believe what you hear. Don't believe the gossip. A woman. Okay. That's cool. I like that. I'm kind of getting a Lenormand feel here too, a little bit, even though it's not Lenormand. I just the man, the woman, the queer. It's an interesting deck. False promises. I'll never get drunk no more. I promise. I swear. She's gonna bop him over the head right there. It's good. Oh my god, that card, the Hermit. Better alone than in bad company. Trust yourself. 12. 3, communication, listen. 1, 2, decisions, potentials, possibilities. 4, solid foundation. 8, the willpower, moving forward. Just rolling with things sometimes. I mean, it's better to be alone rolling with things than bed with bad company. Than in bed with bad company. Doesn't say the word bed, but same difference. Devil and lady, outwit the devil. Oh, come on. Oh, the fool's here too. Plural. Isn't that the truth? It takes great wisdom to play the fool. Sometimes you gotta play the damn fool to get ahead, and you gotta not let people know. That's a very true saying there. Because even though they think you're the 5, you're the crazy one, you're the one that's out of control, you're the one in all this contention, you're actually the 5 of freedom because you gotta figure it out. And the clouds above it, nicely done. Oh, we had a woman in devil, now we have a man in devil. Ain't that the God's dang truth? Do the work with the devil and he'll take you with him. To the 6th, the false sense of harmony. A false sense of harmony. Oh man, that's great. And the last card, yeah. Death. Yep. It's funny, just to kind of bring up a point here. It's funny, people who are religious, to talk about predestination, and they're right and they're wrong. And what do I mean by that? This card actually sums it up perfectly. The only thing that's predetermined in life is the day you're born and the day you die. That's it. Everything in between is your free will to do as you please. And that's where both sides get it wrong, So yeah, you have no choice of when you're born and you have no choice of when you're dead. But you do have the choice of what you do in between. So the 52 there, the 5, will that be a in between of contention or freedom? And will those be decisions of goodness to bring you happiness, or decisions of bad things to make you sad? That's your choice. And how you will know is a 7, 5, and the 2, by assessing things every time you make a decision. And if it is a conflict, next decision brings harmony because you're going to learn. That's the choice you have. But when you're born and when you die, you don't have the choice. That's interesting. So I would say I recommend this deck, actually. If you're into tarot, Lenormand, oracle cards, I recommend it. It's a beautiful deck, as we just shared here. I really like it. Well done, well thought out. I love the little sayings that he has at the top of each of the cards. It's actually kind of fun as well, really kind of cool. I think I would even, let me see. I actually would offer readings with it. I think I would pair it, though, with probably tarot or Lenormand. Let's see something real quick. Let me raise the camera up. Okay, so if I was doing a reading, right, let's say you laid out 3 cards. I'm just going to order. Why not? And you're saying something to the effect that the theme, this is how I do my Lenormand too, by the way, the theme is all around, even when you're alone, you got to be on guard. And then you start off by saying, like, things will be fine, but you got to also remember to protect yourself at all times, because if you don't know how to communicate properly, then things can fall apart. And that's why the warrior inside you will know how to battle that, right? Something like that. And then with Lenormand, let's say you're going to pair it up, you're going to pull a card. Okay, so you say the warrior was really about finances. You had the fish, right? So you kind of tying that together. And the sun, clouds. So out of the confusion, clouds leading, the whites leading into the money, into the fish card. Out of the confusion, you'll have clarity, you'll have sun, you'll have vitality, because you were able to stand on your own 2 feet, the lone warrior, and you know how to move forward with your finances. So you'll have prosperity, and that you won't have to worry about disagreement, because you're going to hold things back that are important to you, only share what you need to. That way you avoid having burdens, because you don't need to agree with other people when it's your decision or your business. Anyway, something like that. Again, I'm just throwing it out there, right? But you see how you can pair them, like you can line them up that way. So I think it's kind of cool. And then you can take it one step further. You could say card number 1 and card number 6 is a 7. When you assess things, you can see how to overcome the clouds or to have the good times ahead, the sun shining bright. And then you can say something like the 34 and the 2 is a 9, that when you can learn to really stand your ground and manage your money properly, you'll have abundance. You see how the 9 now rolls into both these? So you're basically blending. This is what you're doing, okay? Then you have the 26 and the 3, again, as a 9, which means that when you can keep things to yourself that don't need to be spoken all the time, don't all tell people your secrets and kind of keep things held back, then there's no burden because there's nothing to disagree on. You're moving forward how you see fit. That's how I can see using this in a reading for somebody, is you blend it. I don't know if I would read it on its own per se, but I would definitely use them because I think they're just beautiful, wonderful cards. And we even could do the same thing with tarot too. Like, I don't know, let's just see, right? It's funny, that card comes up, strength and the sun. You blend it by using your inner strength, not having to use force. You then have power, which brings you happiness. That's the sun, the world. Then you can say by standing on your own 2 feet as a lone warrior, then you can actually go to the next level in your plans. You can move forward because you completed your last cycle and now you're going on to something bigger and better. Okay. And then you have the heart. It's funny how that came up in the same order. You have the heart, the 3 of swords come up, right? And so 3 and 3 is a 6. So even though when you don't have burden, then you don't have heartache. And that then gives you a 6 of harmony. So I can really see using these cards, blending them with different forms of divination. I think it's a beautiful, wonderful deck. And would I recommend this deck? Absolutely. I would definitely recommend the deck. And I'll try to drop the link below. And if you want to see me do some writing with the deck, so on my Substack page, I'm a little off tangent here because I'm just kind of took me off guard going this path here. But if you want to see some in-depth tarot readings or oracle readings, head over to my Substack because I do offer things you're not going to see on YouTube. So I can go into a little more detail there, a little more clarity, because it's not live, so I can really sit and think through the readings and share them with you. And I also have paid readings there too if you're interested in that. And also, make sure that you subscribe to my Substack because I'm also now starting a whole new series where I'm sharing each of the tarot cards in great detail. And I'm releasing them as I go along. All right. So anyway, until next time, I want to thank you for visiting me here today for another deck walkthrough of this beautiful, beautiful Travel Pocket Oracle by Eugene. And I would definitely say, yeah, it's worth buying. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. All right. Bye, everyone.